Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is me, Mr. Cameraman, and today we're going to be talking about DC Legends of Tomorrow Season 5, and if it is still good. I think I kind of just have to jump right into this one. We're going to be doing this the classic way. I know I did the Gotham one a little differently, and we're going to keep doing Gotham differently because that's actually good TV. Here we're going to be doing it the old way, like the old going 30 episodes and stuff. And I think it's more fitting for Legends because it feels more episode-based. But we're going to just talk about this thing. All set. I liked Season 3. I think, every season of Legends. But Season 4 was not that good. And I liked Season 3. I didn't love Season 3. Actually, I don't remember. Actually, no, Season 3 was not bad. I actually thought I enjoyed Season 3. I could be wrong. But this season was good. This was a really solid season. And the reason why I feel this season was so good was very simply because I love, as much as I love in the other seasons, I think Season 1 was kind of just Vandal Savage. At this point, I remember very little from Season 1. But past that point, I think Season 2 was wasn't anachronisms, was the aberrations, and those were like the mistakes in the timeline. I liked those. I didn't love the aberrations, but I think the difference with the aberrations is those were like changes in those locations. And those were like things that were like, what if this happened differently? I feel like that was the same with the anachronisms. I don't fully remember. Season 4 was the magical beast. I did not like them. But what I like about Season 5 is it's magical beings coming back to life. And I love that. Not magical beings, like historical beings. And I think it's so fun because as someone who does love history and stuff, I love the idea of it kind of being like, instead of it being like, what if the future met the past, and that basically being every episode, or what if the Legends got stuck here having to deal with this threat. I feel like what's very cool about this is it being like, these bad people are just back again. Like, it's such a base, it's like, it's not like pushing boundaries, but it's such a fun idea, and I love it. What I will say is this is the shortest Legend season by a mile. As I said before, I'm not rewatching crossovers for this. I've just rewatched them for Arrow. And really at this point, that wasn't even a year ago. I don't care enough to right now. But because of that, it's only a 14 episode season. And that's compared to what we just came out of, that was a shorter season last time. I think last season was like 16. I have it in front of me. I can check. Last season was 16, and the season before that was 18. And I'm just trying to see. Yeah, so that was like if something different happened, and there was always like a villain messing stuff up. What I like about this one is, honestly, this didn't feel like when I was watching the finale, I thought to myself, wait a second, this season really didn't have an overall villain. And I actually felt like that's a very interesting thing for Legends. In Season 2, I love the Legion of Doom. So I was fine with it. By the time Season 3 came around, I felt like, what's the point of having a villain kind of just go throughout time messing things up? What I think is so interesting about this is it's kind of just these bad people coming back, and it feels a lot more like period pieces. Like, each episode feels so different than the next episode, and it's so different. I love it. I feel like I had the most fun during the season. I'm a Gotham fan. I think everyone knows this at this point. And I came out Season 1, I was like, I really don't want to watch Legends. Like, this show is so good. But especially after what happened in Season 4, but this season got me hooked immediately. I felt like this season is so much more fun, and it had a breath of life that I haven't felt in a show in a while. Especially when Constantine got added. We got back-to-back seasons with, demons as villains, and it went very dark, and went very weird, and, dark magic and stuff. But I feel like the season when it kind of goes back to the fun roots, even though I'm not, I like the dark and gritty stuff, I feel like this is what fits Legends, and it's fun. So let's go through the episodes. Meet the Legends. I thought it was good, actually. It was a very good introduction back. I will say that this season was very meta. The supernatural thing I'll talk about later, but this episode was good. I thought this episode was actually very fun. I love the documentary style thing from Emerald Archer. I'm sad the Flash didn't get it, But I actually like this one a lot. I love the way that the camera moves in those episodes. It feels so different. It's like a breath of fresh air, and I thought it was very good. Miss Me, Kiss Me, Love Me, season 5 is episode 3. I will say that I don't love the Genghis Khan. Is that who it was? Who was the villain in Rasputin? Okay. Didn't love that. I actually do like the more 1920s type thing. I thought that was actually very fun. The idea of, like, it being this mobster boss, I thought it was actually, like, it was another, like, I was expecting to be like, okay, let's just get through Legend. But I was hooked by this episode. It was just so fun. Season 5, episode 4, Slay Anything. This was one of the episodes I didn't love. I like the slasher movies. I have not seen all those. I'm not like a slasher diehard fan. I will watch them. I like them. I don't love them. Like, I know people, like Menacing Studios, for example. They are we all know that the Menacing Studios' whole thing is horror. For me personally, I'm not a huge horror fan, but I see the appeal of an episode like this, and I thought this episode was also very fun. Season 5, episode 5, Ahead of Her Time. I'll say this episode was not so fun. I do like Zari. I personally prefer season 3 and 4 Zari over Disney Zari, because Disney Zari is so annoying, but I know that's her character. But I will say, I felt like she had a good arc in this episode. I actually felt like that was done very well. But I'm going to be honest, France is like Europe. I do not care about Europe until, like, I feel like most things. Like, I love feudal Japan, I love feudal China, all that stuff. I do not love medieval Europe. I actually like more modern Europe. Like, for me personally, I do not love all the olden Renaissance stuff. For me personally, that doesn't work. Mortal Kombat. I actually thought this episode was fun, but this was the type of episode that goes back to what I didn't. This was like back to the season 3 and 4 vibe, or even 2, where it was like an old person in a different time. I think that actually may have been season 3. Yes, that was season 3, because that was the one with the with Helen of Troy in Hollywood. Yes. I don't know why I'm remembering that, but that was also a Rubicon, and that was with Caesar on the beach. Yes, now I'm getting it. This was back to that. I don't love when it does stuff that's like the game. I don't like when it has someone in a different time. I like a period piece, and this was definitely not that. So I didn't love this episode. That may have been actually my least favorite episode in the whole show. Season 5, episode 7, Mr. Parker's Cul-de-sac. So good. So good. This episode, like, I think Damien Dark, as I've said, hated him in Arrow. Terrible Arrow villain. But he's so good in DC Legends. He is a Legends villain. Like, he got so redeemed in this show. And this episode was very fun. I love this felt like a drama, because there wasn't much fighting. But this episode was just fun. Like, I just enjoyed this episode overall. And I don't feel like I like the more flashy episodes of Legends, but this episode, I feel like, just had a level of drama and stuff. I don't feel like it felt like good TV. Like, it sounds terrible, but Romeo v. Juliet, Dawn of Justness. I actually did like this episode. This episode was actually pretty fun for me. I did not love this episode, but I liked this episode, yes. This episode was fun. It was good. It was good. I'll say it was a good episode. I do like Ray leaving. I thought that was done very well in this. As I said, I don't love the olden Europe stuff, and I feel like they go back to it a lot. Like, they did one episode, which is season 2, episode 3, in feudal Japan, and they did like one Genghis. They did a few episodes throughout, but they've done like so many Europe stuff, and I guess that's because Europe has had a lot, but this was good. I'll say I did enjoy it. I felt like Zari as well. She was given a lot of. She was good. Like, as much as I prefer the old Zari, she had probably one of the best arcs in the whole. She probably had a better arc in this season than most characters in all of Legends. She had a very good arc. She had very good episodes, and she had kind of like when she gave me the vibe when Nate joined Legends in season 2. Because as much as I love old Zari, she did not change the show. When Nate joined, he changed the show with the history stuff, with him basically knowing everything. This is a lot the same, with being that charismatic person that Legends just hasn't had. Zari Not Zari. I liked this episode. I liked it. I didn't love it. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It was just like, it was good. Like, it was like, I remember little from it. But I did like the Sarah stuff. I liked the fight with, on the island. I actually do remember little, and I thought it was good. The Great British Fake Off. This is the episode I don't remember. I cannot tell you a single thing that happened in this episode. Yeah, I remember nothing. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I just don't know much. Like, I don't know much from this, so. Season 5, episode 11, Ship Broken. This was the dog episode, wasn't this? This was the episode, yes, I remember this episode. I enjoyed this. I didn't love it, I didn't hate it, I liked it. Like, that's how I feel about some episodes. I didn't love it, I didn't hate it, but it was enjoyable, it was fun. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I feel like between episodes 12 and 7, it's very much, like, decent. Once we get to 12, it's good. And I'll say I definitely get this here as well. Freaks and Greeks loved it. Loved it. It was so good. I thought Dionysus and Clotho had such a good dynamic in this, especially with Nate as well. I love Nate in this. It just was such a fun episode, especially with the power of Dionysus. It was just fun. I liked it. Season 5, episode 13, I Am Legends. I actually thought this was pretty good. I really liked a lot of the zombie stuff. I don't love the zombie stuff. I want to make that very clear. I don't love it. I thought it was good, though. Season 5, episode 14, the one where we're trapped on TV. Okay, this is one of the best episodes they've ever done. I'm sorry. This episode's pretty incredible. This is Legends. This is Legends. Like, I remembered very little. Prior to December, when I started watching Legends again, I remembered very little. But I remembered this exact episode. Like, even the intro to this, like, the dark intro, that was so good. Like, it's just so, this episode is just incredible. It had, like, when I say I love the period pieces, this isn't a period piece, it's like a showpiece. It feels like I'm watching Friends at first, then it goes on to Downton Abbey. That one was a little decent, shaky, and then they move on to Star Trek, also good. Everything about this episode was just so fun, and it was just so good. Season 5, episode 15, Swang Thong. Liked it, didn't love it. It wasn't a great finale. It was not a great finale to the show. I want to make that very clear. There are way better finales, but this is not it. This is a decent finale at most. Okay, let's just talk about let's just rank these. Okay. Let's think about this. There's a lot of good episodes this season. Okay. Third place, let's go Romeo and Juliet, Dawn of Justness. This episode, as much as I don't love this episode, it's good. It's good. And I feel like I really like the Constantine Zari dynamic. I like what happens with Nate in this episode. This is just good. Like, it's a fun episode. I'll say that. I actually did enjoy this episode very much. I don't feel like I gave it enough credit. Second place, I'm going to go with Mr. Parker's Cul-de-sac. Even though this is higher ranked than my first place option, this is still a good episode. I still very much enjoyed it. I just didn't think it was better than, obviously, the one where we're trapped in TV. This is honestly probably one of my favorite Legends episodes. I won't say it's my favorite because after seeing what was in Season 2, this doesn't really compare. But Season 2 of Legends was very good. That was a solid season of Legends. But this episode was still very good. I want to make that very clear. I still very much enjoyed this episode. And, yeah, I really think that's all I have to say because there's only so much I can say. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Check out Fan Film Finder. It's a Google form in the description of every video from now on. If you fill it out, then I'll review any fan film you want. Besides that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. See you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.